Thank you. Mr. Chairman, it is a privilege to provide sponsor testimony along with Representative Hagan for the Heartbeat Bill, which more than half of the House of Representatives agree is so important that they added their names as co-sponsors. I'm in full agreement with Representative Hagan in honoring Dr. John Wilkie, the founder of the National Right to Life, Ohio Right to Life, and a strong proponent of the Heartbeat Bill. Not only did Dr. Jack Wilkie testify for the Heartbeat Bill in the Ohio House and Senate, he also helped to draft it. Sadly, Dr. Wilkie did not live to see the Heartbeat Bill become law in his home state of Ohio, but we honor him by renaming the bill the Dr. Wilkie Heartbeat Bill. This common sense bipartisan bill recognizes the universal indicator of life, the heartbeat. You can't go to a hospital in a civilized world where the heartbeat is not recognized as an indicator of life. Everyone knows where there is a heartbeat, there is life. Where there is a human heartbeat, there is, of course, human life. What should we as legislators do with this knowledge? As Thomas Jefferson said, the care of human life is the first and only object of good government. Get government out of this issue? Well, Jefferson made it clear to care for human life is the reason government actually exists. Those who claim the bill is unconstitutional would do well to read the Constitution. The 14th Amendment to the Constitution states, "Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws." Today, the youngest and most vulnerable in our state are being denied equal protection in life itself. But what about the current Supreme Court? What if they don't read the Constitution as we do? We were elected as legislators. Our job is to protect human life. We can't control what the Senate or the governor or the Supreme Court does once they get this law. But I can tell you that it was drafted by some of the most well-respected attorneys in the nation, specifically to come before the current Supreme Court. Why? Because the current rationale of the Supreme Court is that states can intervene to protect human life if there is a likelihood of the child in the womb to survive to live birth. Only right now, they are using the indicator of viability to make that determination. The problem with viability is that it is based on a guess of gestational age, and that viability changes with the hospital in which one is born, and of course the technology that would be available at that said hospital. But for the first time, we are presenting to the Supreme Court a better indicator for the child to survive live birth. That indicator is heartbeat. As Constitutional Professor David Forte, a primary drafter of the bill, stated in his law review article entitled "Life, Heartbeat, Birth, a Medical Basis for Reform," he said that recent medical research has determined that although the miscarriage rate for all pregnancies may be as high as 30%, once a fetus possesses cardiac activity, its chances of surviving the full term are between 95 to 98%. Of course, absent the lethal intervention of an abortion, not included in those stats. That extraordinary difference is the key in determining ultimate survivability. But aren't there other heartbeat laws to come before the court? Well, yes. Thankfully, both Arkansas and North Dakota have passed heartbeat laws. However, the legal experts believe that Ohio language is the best language to come before the court, since the Arkansas heartbeat law was tied to 12 weeks, and the North Dakota bill was actually tied to 6 weeks gestation. Unlike those laws, the Ohio Heartbeat Bill doesn't pick an arbitrary date, but instead presents the indication of detectable heartbeat alone as a better indicator of survivability to live birth, where the court has said the states can legally protect unborn children. We have tried the incremental approach for decades, and while I'm for any bill that protects any child, it's been 42 years of abortion on demand which has destroyed the lives of 56 human beings. At some point, we actually have to do more than regulate how and where we kill children. We actually have to protect them. The Heartbeat Bill will finally recognize the universal indicator of life, the heartbeat, the human heartbeat of a human life. I trust this legislative committee will do what we were elected to do and protect human life.